Welcome to Spoonful of Ohms Flow and Stretch class with me, Gina.
Inhale as you gaze forward toward your hands, bending the knees, jumping or stepping your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen onto the fingertips. Exhale as you release and fold over the legs. Inhale, reach your arms out to come up. Exhale, arms come down by your side, Tadasana, mountain pose. Taking your hands to your hips and lifting the heels nice and high, and lower the left heel down, right heel stays lifted. And lift the left heel up, both heels are lifted, lower the right down. And lift the right up, lower the left. And walking through the feet like this, finding balance with both heels lifted just for a moment before one heel drops. And the next time both heels are lifted, hold here, reach your arms overhead. And on your exhale, arms come forward, palms face down, and bend the knees, keeping the heels lifted. Lower down, maybe stay halfway here, lower all the way toward your heels, either option. And then inhale, we'll press back up. Press down into the balls of the feet to lift. Rise all the way up with your arms overhead, and exhale, lower the heels and fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen onto the fingertips. Exhale, release the hands to the floor, stepping or jumping back. Lowering down through chaturanga, knees lowered or lifted. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, lifting the hips up and back. Inhale, as you gaze forward toward your hands. Big toes come together, bend the knees, jumping or stepping your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen onto the fingertips. Exhale as you release and fold over the legs. Inhale, press down, lift up, arms rise. And on your exhale, take your right foot behind your left leg over to the left side and reach your right arm over to the left. You can grab hold of it with your left hand. Inhale, as you come back to center, lower your right foot down, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen onto the fingertips. Exhale, release the hands down, stepping your feet back into plank. Shift forward, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg reaches up and back. Open the hip as you turn the toes toward the right long edge of the mat and bend into your right knee. Take your right foot down behind your left leg as you move into wild thing, lifting through the hips, right arm reaches forward. And then on your exhale, sit yourself down as you turn toward the back of the mat. Fold toward your left leg. Inner right knee squeezing in toward your right shoulder. And then inhale as you reach your arms forward and come up. Take your left hand behind you, which is toward the front of the mat. Press back up into wild thing. Take your right hand down to the floor. Bring the knee in toward the chest. Step it through. Drop your left knee down. Untuck the toes. The arms rise up. Anjaneyasana. And exhale, release the hands to the floor. Straighten your right leg. Left hand stays down. Right arm reaches up for a twist. Inhale, right arm comes forward and down to the floor. Bend the knee, tuck the left toes. Lift your left knee off the floor and press off the foot, supported warrior three, or unsupported with your hands at heart center. Bend the right knee, step your left foot down, move into chair pose. And then straighten the legs as your arms come down by your side, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, so you reach your arms up, take your left foot behind your right leg over to the right side, lean to the right as you take your right hand to left wrist. Gently pull it over to the right side. Inhale, so you come back to center, lower the left foot down, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release the hands down to the floor, stepping your feet back into plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, lifting the hips up and back. Inhale, left leg reaches up toward the ceiling. Open the hip, turn the toes to the left, and bend into your left knee. Take your left leg down behind your right as you turn the hip bones upward toward the ceiling. Reach the left arm overhead. And then on your exhale, sit your hips down to the floor, turn toward the back of the mat, and fold toward your right leg, squeezing the left knee in toward the shoulder. Inhale as you reach your arms forward and lift up. Take your right hand back behind you toward the front of the mat. Press into your hand, move back into Wild Thing. Left hand comes to the floor as your left knee comes in toward the chest, flipping back. And step your left foot in between the hands. Take your right knee to the floor, untuck the toes, arms rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, release the hands down to the floor, straighten your left leg. Right hand stays down as your left arm reaches up for a twist. Inhale, reaching your left arm forward and down, bend into your left knee, tuck your right toes under, press the back of your right knee up toward the ceiling. Hands can come to heart center or walk forward for Warrior 3, whichever variation. Hands to the floor or lifted. And then on your exhale, bend your left knee, lower the right foot down to meet the left, reach the arms up, chair pose, Utkatasana. Press down to lift up, straighten the legs, arms release down, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, arms reach out and up. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen onto the fingertips, long spine. Exhale, release the hands to the floor, stepping or jumping back. Lowering down through Chaturanga, knees lowered or lifted. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, lifting the hips up and back. Inhale as you reach your right leg up toward the ceiling. Exhale, bring the right knee in toward the chest. Shift forward, step the foot in between the hands. Arms rise up for high lunge. On your exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist to the right as your left arm comes to the outside of your right leg. Let the left knee come to the floor. Option to stay here or straighten your right leg while keeping the arm to the outside of the left leg. And then bend into your right knee, hold here. Let your knee come forward between the second and third toe. Feel the torso turning to the right, using the abdominal muscles to revolve. And then on your inhale, release back to center and take your hands to the inside of your right foot. Heel toe your right foot toward the right long edge of the mat and hold here, Uttan Pristhasana or lizard. You can tuck your back toes and actually move the left knee back in space toward the back of the mat. So there's more space for the left hip flexor to release and move toward the ground. And then on your inhale, start to lift back onto the top of the left knee a little bit more. Send your right leg back, reach your right arm up. Move into a variation of side plank. So the right leg can stay lifted or your right foot can come down to the ground. Option to bend into your right knee on your exhale and take a hold of the outer edge of your right foot with your hand as you press the foot back behind you. Open that right shoulder back. And then inhale to release the leg, reach your right arm up. Bring the hand down to the floor. Send your right leg out to the right side. Bring it forward toward the front of the mat. You could take your right hand and scoot it to center as you bend into your right knee. Hands come on either side of your right leg. Tuck your left toes under and send your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Lowering your right foot down to meet the left. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, lifting the hips up and back. Inhale as you reach your left leg up toward the ceiling. Press through the heels, you turn the toes down. And on your exhale, bring your left knee in toward the chest. Shift yourself forward and step your left foot in between the hands. Squeeze the inner thighs together, arms rise up for high lunge. Exhale, hands come to heart center and twist to the left. Right arm to the outside of your left leg, gently press your left hand into your right, and then drop your right knee down to the floor and tuck the toes. You can either stay here, you can keep the twist and extend through your left knee to straighten the leg. And then rebend into your left knee, reach your arms up, Anjaneyasana. And on your exhale, release the hands to the inside of your left foot, heel toe the left foot a little bit wider, Uttanapristhasana. You can tuck your right toes, moving the right knee back in space. And on your inhale, bring your hips back over top of your right knee. Send your left leg back and keep the leg lifted as an option, or lower the foot down as an option, coming into side plank. On your inhale, you can bend into your left knee, option to take a hold of the foot and press the foot back into the hand as you begin to open the left shoulder back. Inhale, as you release the left foot back, reach the left arm up, and then bring the hand down to the floor as you sweep the left leg out to the left side. Bring it forward toward the front of the mat. You can take your hand behind the leg, and then bend into your left knee. And press your palms to the floor, tuck your right toes, and send your left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Lowering your left foot down to meet the right, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, lifting the hips up and back. Inhale, so you gaze forward toward your hands, bend the knees, jumping or stepping your feet toward the front of the mat. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale as you release and fold over the legs. Inhale, press down, lift up, arms rise. And exhale, arms come down by your side, Tadasana, mountain pose. And then when you're ready to, on your inhale, extend your legs out long toward the front corners of your mat, allowing your arms to release by your sides with your palms facing up or in toward the body for our final resting pose of Shavasana. And then when you're nice and comfy, bringing your attention to your feet and your ankles, and start to soften there. And softening the muscles up through the legs and the hips, the lower back and the upper back, the abdomen, the chest, the shoulders. Soften down through the upper arms, the lower arms, and into the fingertips. Soften and relax the muscles in the face, around the eyes, the lips, the jaw, the mouth, and the tongue. And give yourself permission to move a little bit deeper into your Shavasana. On your inhale, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotating your wrists and your ankles. And reaching your arms overhead, coming into a full body stretch. And on your exhale, pull the lower back toward the ground. Bring the knees in toward the chest and wrap your arms around the shins. And rolling on to either side, resting there a moment. Using your top arm to press yourself up to sit Sukhasana. Crossing the ankles or shins and letting your hands come onto your knees or rest in your lap. And bowing your head to yourself, taking a moment here to thank yourself for coming onto your mat to practice. And we'll end with the sound of Om, taking a deep inhale. Om. And thank you so much for joining Flow and Stretch this morning.